there's room to, because the defense has come along as far as it has, because the offensive line and receivers have come along as far as they have, sending a couple of draft picks out to move up and potentially get a quarterback.
Let's look ahead a little bit after the Vikings are set to start their fourth quarterback this season in Nick Mullins. What does the Vikings' future at quarterback look like? We've already discussed that, but now the 2024 QB class is set to be one of the most prolific. It's been talked about throughout the year. So how good is the 2024 quarterback class? And have the Vikings, with their current record, have they played themselves out of a first-round quarterback?
Not necessarily. I mean, when we look at history, the Buffalo Bills made the playoffs before they went and got Josh Allen, and the Kansas City Chiefs made the playoffs before they got Patrick Mahomes. Even the Chicago Bears, I believe, were drafting 20th when they traded up to get Justin Fields. And that's what it most likely will take, is a trade up, because when you look at the very top, I don't think there's any question that Caleb Williams and Drake May are going to be at the top of this entire draft. Jaden Daniels has also played himself into a spot in the first round as well by winning the Heisman, putting up crazy, crazy numbers, but also that skill set, his speed, his arm talent, like that plays in the NFL. And we've seen a lot of quarterbacks with similar skill sets have success, whether it's Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, and so forth. And I think the NFL has figured out, and we saw last year with Anthony Richardson being taken high, that those physical capabilities, they will translate if you could coach them. So, I think that they might have played themselves out of those three, but there are other prospects here as well that have potential to step in and be a franchise quarterback. Michael Penix, to me, looks like someone who could be a potential fit with his arm talent. He's a pocket passer, but he has got tons of accuracy and arm strength, and he has picked apart defenses to bring Washington to places that university has not been in a long time. As far as, getting into the college football playoff. JJ McCarthy is, I think, a little more controversial of a prospect. Some people might not see as much physical gifts there, but a guy who could operate the offense. Bo Nix has really put his name at the top potentially of the draft as well. So there's players that could come along with intrigue, or the Vikings might also look at where they stand with their offense and defense and say, this is the time. This is the time to use those draft picks, because a lot of players that they didn't draft high have suddenly become very good, including Josh Metellus, Ivan Pace Jr., Cam Bynum. Like these now, Caleb Evans are guys who are going to be here for a long time. So you don't have to use draft picks on a linebacker, a cornerback, maybe potentially an edge rusher, depending on Danielle Hunter's situation. But, there's room to, because the defense has come along as far as it has, because the offensive line and receivers have come along as far as they have, sending a couple of draft picks out to move up and potentially get a quarterback. But we are a long way from that because Kirk Cousins still could potentially come back. I think one thing we can check off, though, is Josh Dobbs being the bridge quarterback. That seems now less likely to happen. So it's either going to be draft, a trade that we can't anticipate right now, or Kirk Cousins returning. I think there's lots of options that we're going to find out over the next couple months.
That's been another Purple Insider Extra for Bring Me the Sports. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the Purple Insider Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Talk to you next time.